Impractical Jokers is the funniest show on TV today. If you haven't seen it, you are missing out. Four comedian friends challenge each other to engage in humiliating activities, with the loser at the end of each episode having to endure a punishment. Unfortunately, their copyright holders are a bunch of douchebags, so I can't show you any clips, so you're going to have to look them up yourself. But trust me, all of them are worth seeing. This is my top 13 Impractical Jokers pranks and punishments. 13. Myrrh's apartment gets trashed. While Myrrh is talking to a classroom of children, the Jokers have secretly arrived at his apartment. Live on television, they destroy his apartment in front of him to the encouragement of young children. Number 12. Q gets covered in spiders. This punishment is straightforward. Poor Q is strapped to the floor and has giant tarantulas pasted on his body. He screams out the whole time while his friends just laugh at him. Number 11. Myrrh marries Sal's sister. Poor Sal. He is tied up and forced to watch as Myrrh and his sister are married. They even sign a marriage certificate to make it official. Hilarious. Number 10. The interrupting Klansman. Sal goes undercover in a Klan rally and has to call out whatever the others say. I was genuinely surprised with how comfortable Sal appeared in the Klan robe and how easily he just started screaming N-bombs. This came to a hilarious climax when Q told him to scream out Black Lives Matter. The way that Sal turned his head to the camera and his eyes widened behind his hood was hilarious. And the way he ran away from the Klan afterwards, flailing his arm, gives me laughing fits. Number 9. Q is forced to beat up an 8-year-old. For Q's punishment, he was forced to make an ass out of himself and let children beat him up at a martial arts school. When he was put in the ring with an 8-year-old boy, we all expected Q to be the victim of a beatdown. Instead, with a mischievous look in his eye, Joe told him to beat the kid to death. Q was reluctant at first, but with a little goading, he quickly got into it. Highlights include the lines, "Hit him harder every time he cries," and "Now lick the blood off your hands." Sal's facial expressions steal the show once again, as the face he makes as he gestures towards Joe's erection are hilarious. Number 8. Sal Gets Booked. Sal is a germaphobe, so it's no wonder why the Jokers love to punish him with gross-out pranks. In this punishment, Sal came to a local gym, dressed in a suit and tie, and was told he'd have to give a PowerPoint presentation. Instead, he encountered a locker room of 30 guys, with 60 balls worth of man chowder. Sal was forced to kneel as they all took turns ejaculating in his face. The whole time he was shaking his hand saying, "Ew, ew," over and over. To add insult to injury, the other Jokers made sure they were the last ones to bust, with Myrrh intentionally getting Sal in the mouth. Disgusted, and with a face full of DNA, Sal left the room to clean up, only to discover a room full of people waiting for him to give a presentation. With a face full of dude pudding, he delivered a 30-minute PowerPoint presentation on the pros and cons of each race. Classic. Number 7. Joe in the Children's Cancer Ward. In this episode, we got to see a softer side of the Jokers when they fulfilled the wish of a terminal child at a hospital named Sam. A simple meet and greet wasn't enough, and the other Jokers decided this would be a prime place for Joe's punishment. It was really heartwarming the way they let Sam get in on the action and instruct Joe on what to do. Under the direction of the Jokers, including Sam, Joe shit in a bedpan, announced loudly, "Only bitches lose their hair to chemo," told a mother that her child just passed away. He pulled out a child's IV, sucked on it, and then put it back. And finally, he shot up some morphine and smothered a child to death with his fat stomach. The smile on Sam's face is worth more than money. Number 6. Kill all the cats. Sal has a well-documented fear of cats, and the Jokers love exploiting this in their punishments. They cranked it up to the next level when he was locked in a room with 20 cats and told he wouldn't be allowed to leave till he killed all the cats. The more cats he killed, the better weapons he was given. So he started out with a glove, and that escalated to a board with a nail in it, to a weed whacker. Watching Sal scream in fear as he commits kitty genocide is amazing. And Q's wisecracks about bloody pussies also get a chuckle out of me. Number 5. Myrrh gives a eulogy. Tragedy struck when one of the behind-the-scenes employees passed away. However, he was such a great sport and fan of the show that he left in his will a request that his funeral service serve as a punishment, where the losing Joker had to read a eulogy written by the other Jokers. Myrrh had to say, "I'm glad Chuck is dead, because now I can put the moves on his wife," before flipping to the next cue card and saying, "and daughter." Throw in a tirade about Israel's right to exist, and you have a classic Joker's moment. Number 4. Myrrh blows the other Jokers. This was an early episode, and the Jokers really hadn't fully come into their own as far as punishments go. We saw the winning Jokers sitting around their trailer trying to come up with a punishment, but having no success. Joe suggests they make Myrrh eat dog shit, but then takes it back immediately as, it's a bit much. It's Q who finally quips, "Why don't we just make him blow us?" And with that, a classic punishment is born. Each of the Jokers bring their own comic spin to the blowjob. Sal drops his fat belly on Myrrh's face. Q has butt sex with an intern right before his blowjob, and Joe just straight up bitch slaps that money shot right off his face. Somebody call the ASPCA because this ferret is getting abused. Number 3, Q gets penis reduction surgery. Q is pissed going into this punishment as he states, "I don't even have enough wanger as it is, and you want me to make it smaller?" What he doesn't know is the Jokers don't just reduce it, they give him a full penis makeover. Q's average sized penis is reduced to a 3-inch monstrosity that is as fat as a Coke can. To add insult to injury, they switch his balls around for good measure. Number 2, Myrrh commits seppuku. After disgracing himself for the last time, Myrrh is forced to commit traditional Japanese suicide, known as seppuku or hara-kiri. Looking ridiculous in traditional Japanese garb, Myrrh screams like a little girl when plunging the blade into his stomach and disemboweling himself. Sal then bungles the beheading by hitting him with the wrong side of the sword. Ouch. Number 1, Sal's liposuction. After enough fat jokes and ball busting from the Jokers, that fat shit Sal Vulcano decided to do something about his health and get liposuction surgery. Too bad Sal scheduled the surgery the same weekend that he lost the challenge because the other Jokers saw this as the perfect opportunity for a punishment. 2 weeks later, when skinny Sal is recovered and talking smack, it is revealed that they had saved all his body fat, and now he had to eat it all. Being locked in a cellar with nothing but a spoon and a garbage bag full of his old body fat, Sal tearfully ate it all up while muttering how he hated them all. Do you agree with our list? What were some of your favorite Impractical Jokers punishments? Let me know in the comments below. And be sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and share.